Rain lashed against the grimy windows of Maelstrom Company, a relentless echo to the tension simmering within the sterile interrogation room. A single, harsh fluorescent bulb cast an unforgiving light on the four men seated around the metal table. Professor Pavel Perkins, a man perpetually on the verge of a nervous twitch, fidgeted with his pen. Harold Eriksson, the young lab assistant, sat wide-eyed, a tremor in his hand barely contained. Opposite them, Arnaud Charbonneau, head engineer and the picture of stoic worry, met the gaze of the federal agent. A red thread, the color of alarm, hung heavy in the air. Someone, a shadow in the machine, had attempted to steal the blueprints for Maelstrom's revolutionary anti-missile system, a weapon with the potential to shatter the fragile peace on a global scale. Professor Perkins, the system's architect, had left a digital gatekeeper, a riddle cloaked in an unknown tongue, to stand guard. 2 minutes to solve it, or the alarm would blare, a crimson stain on the sterile white of the day. 10 minutes had bled by since the siren sang its song of intrusion. A traitor lurked within these walls, and the agent was determined to smoke them out. Professor Pavel Perkins, the main architect of the software.
I was entirely engrossed in calculations at the cafeteria downstairs, specifying potential fail-safe scenarios in the event of a system malfunction. The very thought of someone attempting espionage, that's why I put this riddle in the first place.
He mumbled, his voice like a record player with a worn eagle. A hint of pride, like a crow perched on his shoulder, flickered across his face as he gestured to the laptop screen where a cryptic phrase hung suspended.
Quem decifra o enigma que a noite esconde?
A riddle shrouded in mystery. Harold Eriksson, Professor Perkins' lab assistant, wide-eyed and blinking rapidly like a startled rabbit, stammered.
I was calibrating the targeting software since morning and I had not left the lab since. You can ask Jacob, the janitor. He came to the lab to do some cleaning in the afternoon, he would know and seen me. I am professor's assistant but I don't know where he kept the blueprint or any security system he put. If the final code was written in a foreign language then I would know if it was Danish as I speak Danish but no, I don't know the password nor do I know the code. I am just an assistant here.
A flimsy alibi, a threadbare tapestry woven with nervous tics. Arnaud Charbonneau, the head engineer, spoke with the practiced ease of a seasoned gambler playing a high-stakes game.
I've been working with Professor Perkins for years. He came up with the idea of this potent system for defense and he entrusted me to come up with the design and make it work. I was having a meeting with my team for the past hour, discussing on how to improve the design. Yes, I am aware of Professor's eccentricity and I am not sure what language is that riddle in. Latin would be my guess. Professor Perkins is a very well-read person, after all, or it could be just a made-up language designed as an extra security measure.
Silence descended upon the room, thick and oppressive like the fog that sometimes rolled in from the nearby harbor. The agent excused herself, the rhythmic drumbeat of rain against the window the only soundtrack to her thoughts. As she entered the restroom, a man in a janitor's uniform hummed a tuneless melody while wiping down the sinks. A memory flickered, Harold's words echoing in the sterile air. Jacob, the unassuming janitor, shuffled in, his voice a rough rasp when questioned.
I did go to the lab earlier in the afternoon, but I didn't see anyone there. Usually, the professor and that assistant chap would be there. But there was no one. I've been working at this company almost since from the very first day. I didn't finish high school. Makes no sense for someone like me to know anything fancy like rocket science and Portuguese.
He scoffed, dismissively waving away any suggestion of him harboring knowledge beyond mops and buckets. His words, laced with a touch of forced bravado, hung in the air, a single misplaced note in an otherwise believable song. The agent splashed water on her face, its coolness a stark contrast to the inferno of suspicion that burned within her. 4 stories, a tangled web woven with alibis and anxieties. Yet, a single phrase, uttered with a hint of misplaced arrogance, gnawed at her. A desperate attempt to deflect suspicion, a misdirection born of panic. The answer, like a phantom in the machine, awaited her. The spy was here, and she would unveil them, piece by painstaking piece. Who could it be? What did the culprit say that gave it away? Who is the spy? Comment below for your theories and predictions. As always, the answer to this case will be posted in the next week's case under the description. Have a bloody good day.